Alright, hello everyone, welcome to a new tutorial from Monkey Games. So today let's continue with our model. I will make the eyes. See, the eyes from Zbrush are triangles, and this topology is not good for our final model. Alright, so let's go ahead and go poly modeling and just create a sphere. Okay, drag it up and let's see how big it is. So now it doesn't matter. We will align this sphere later. But first, let's fix it. Rotate it on the X axis for 90 degrees, and it's good to go. Alright. So what I like to do here, this group of triangles, they are not good. So what we are going to do is, let's select the edges, press Q because your gizmos will get in the way. So I delete the segments between these four edges. Alright, hold shift and right click, delete edge. Okay, then again hold shift and right click and choose multi-cut tool. Okay, and let's connect these guys together. Alright, just make sure that everything is a quad. Alright, one last. Alright, so what we're going to do next is go back to your objects mode, then select the vertices, the ones here, then shift right click again and go to circleize vertices. Alrighty, yeah, looking good. So what I like to do here is, let me see. Alright, thanks. Alright, so what we have to do next is click on the middle vertex, press W, press the B button, right click and drag and make your selection bigger. Alright, then go ahead and drag it a little bit to the front, maybe a little bit bigger. Control Z. Alrighty, so looks about right. Alright, so to turn off the soft selection, press the B button again. Okay, then let me go ahead and choose these vertices and shift right click and average vertex. Alright, so let me go ahead and select the middle vertex again and drag it to the front a little bit more to make the arc shape. So let me change this loop to make it a little bit more smoother. Alright, maybe we need to circleize these again. Shift right click, circleize. Alright, and these guys here. Circleize them, baby. Alright. Okay, W. not, the eyeballs, they are not spherical. They look like an egg. So let me choose these guys, drag them here, and these ones too. All right. Maybe push this one back a little bit. All right. Oh my god. So why I don't like to record tutorials, I feel I always talk like Mr. Mackey. Like this, he always says, okay, and I do exactly the same. And I personally find my tutorials are annoying. So, sorry. I'm still working on it. All right. So the egg shape is almost done. Let me choose these guys. Firstly, make the soft selection smaller. All right. Turn off the soft selection. All right, so I don't know why I am working while my model is still visible, so let me go ahead and turn off the visibility for everything and add these. For the teeth, I will show you later how I made them. Actually, I didn't make them, I just took them from Zbrush because I wanted to save some time. All right, so let's go back to our eye here. Let me go ahead and Control D. Okay, now I duplicate the eyeball, select your faces. Okay, click on one face, then double click on the face underneath it or above it and select the edge loop, delete it. Okay, double click on the separated geometry and press delete. Okay, and now it's deleted. All right, now let me rotate it for 90 degrees. So press E. Wait a moment. Wait. W before that. So what we need to do is delete the history and center the pivots. Okay, for this one also delete history and center the pivots. This one, let me return it to its normal position and freeze the transformation, and I will freeze the transformation on this one too. All right, so let's go back, press E, rotate for minus 180 degrees. All right, we have to flip the faces. So here it looks fine, okay, but if we went to the shading, okay, or the view, go ahead and turn off, I'm sorry, if we went to the lighting, okay, turn off the two-sided lighting. So that won't work. We have to flip the faces from this side to the opposite side. So shift right click, sorry, if you select your faces, shift right click and reverse. Why do I need to shift right click while I can do it from here? Mesh display, reverse, and now they are reversed. See, easy. All right. All right, so after we extruded this, I'm sorry, after we separated this piece, okay, we have to match it to the real size of the iris. So go to your front view, turn off the shading, wireframe, press R, and try to match this piece with your iris. So I think this one looks nice, maybe a little bit bigger, smaller. Anyway, I will adjust that later because I am making a realistic model, hopefully. Turn off the shading, drag it to the front like this. All right, now let's unwrap the UVs. While this the middle or this piece is selected, shift right click, mapping, planar mapping on the Z. All right, so let me turn on let me bring my UV editor here. All right, press R, drag it a little bit, make it smaller just to make sure it's not touching the edges. Okay, and for this one we will do the same thing, but let me go ahead and delete the back faces. Face. So I like to make it a little bit bigger just in case. All right, then do the same thing, mapping a planar on the Z. Right, so it's obvious in Maya. In Maya, you have the side axes, the X, positive, negative, and the vertical one is the Y. So obviously the front one will be the Z. So okay, let me go ahead, select the UVs. What I did, right, I'm sorry, it was a little bit fast. Right click, UV, select all the UVs, shift right click, unfold, and unfold everything and make it smaller. Alrighty. Okay, now let's go back to the sizing. Okay, so here this one will be the eyeball. Eyeball. Okay, and the small piece here, let's call it the iris. IRIS. Okay, let's center the pivot, delete the history, center pivot, and freeze the transformation. And the same thing goes for this one, but transformation on already frozen, so delete the history. So select everything, Control G, and let's see, what do we need to call it? So let's say I'm not sure if it's left or right. I think it's left, yes, left, and underscore again, ball or group, GRP. All right. Press W, and let's make sure the pivot is centered. So center pivot. All right. Now turn on the eye model, the one we have to replace. Select them, separate the geometry. We don't need this one. Center the pivots on this one. Okay. Then let's do one more thing. Select the group, then shift select the original eyeball. Go to modify, transformation tools, match transformation, match all transformation. Then select the group again and just scale it down. Ooh, I should have done that before cutting the, but it's alright, before cutting the back faces. So let me scale it up. It will be fine, hopefully. R. Okay, now it's almost correct. So let's select the original eye, delete, turn on your model, the shading, turn off the wireframe and the shading. All right. Press the arrow key to select all the geometry, drag it down, and it looks bad, so it's alright, it's fixable. So just scale it back a little bit, and here we go. Okay, now what do we have to do is center the pivot, freeze the transformation, and delete the history. Now what I'm going to do next, I will assign materials for this eyeball. Okay, and I will see you soon. Need to take a break. Alright guys, so before we continue to make the eye shaders, let's go ahead and do some cleaning to do, because my hyper shade looks like a disaster. Alright, so clean everything here we don't need, and okay, these are the ID maps. Click on them and delete them one by one. Alright, so for this material, let's see, I think this one is for select objects with materials. Alright, so this one is the body materials. Okay, let's go ahead and rename it. Double click and let's say suits underscore MT, which also containing the head. And this one, let's see, select objects with material. So this one is for the gear, this one. Alright, so gear no shape. So let's select our material again and rename it. So gear underscore empty. Alright, now let's make some materials for the eyes, and these are the Lambert, the one for Maya gave us. So what do we have to do next? Let's go ahead to Maya and make two blend materials, one for the eyeball and the other one is for the iris. So let's say here eyeball underscore empty, and I also like to start my object names with capital letter. Okay, and the other one, let's give it a name, iris, IRIS, not IRIN, Jesus. Anyway, underscore empty. All right, and let's go ahead and assign those materials to my eyeball. So eyeball, assign material to selection. Here we go. Okay, and the iris, let's select that from our outliner. So please give me my outliner. Iris, select it, iris material, right click, assign material to selection, and we are good to go. That was the cleaning. Alright, so for the UV editor, we don't need it anymore. And for this one, the hyper shade, we also don't need it. And let me drag my outliner to the other screen. So now let's go to Windows, and Node Editor. Select your material from the hyper shade, this one's the UV editor. Hyper shade. We eyeball, and let's see what happens. All right, so this is the eyeball, and here it is. So we have to see the materials updating in the live view. All right, now let's go ahead, click on the eyeball material and go to the attribute editor. Okay, all right. Jesus, I am saying or okay and all right so much. Anyway, click on this little checker here and choose a ramp. So RAMP ramp. All right, so let's assign a ramp and let's change the ramp to circular. Type VRAM, VRAMP, not VRAM. VRAM is for the graphic cards. All right, so circular ramp. All right, now we are good to go. All right, geez, no, don't delete it. All right. So basically these RAM that they should be flipped. So let's go ahead and flip it and add a little bit more on the edge. Another one here. Let's drag this one all the way back and create another one here. All right, looking good. Righty, that's it. And let's run a little bit here just to add a little bit of blurriness to the edges. All right, so this one was the diffuse ramp. Now let's go ahead and make another one. So let's go ahead and duplicate this ramp. Press Ctrl D. All right, so what I am planning to do here is I want to make some transparency in the middle, so we will be able to see the iris inside this eyeball. So let's go ahead and expand this one and expand the place 2D texture. So we have out UV. Let's give it to the UV chord. All right, and the UV filter size, let's give it to the UV filter size. All right, now we are good to go. And this one, let's give it the output, out color to the transparency. All right, so let's see our material. Now it's transparent. Okay, so now let's go ahead and adjust our ramp. Let me remove these guys and drag this one here. All right, perfect. A little bit inside. So now our material is only transparent in the middle. So let's go back to our shape nodes and the eyeball, and I don't want this eyeball to cast any shadows, so we go ahead and render settings or render stats, cast shadows, and turn that off. All right, okay, so let's go ahead and wrap everything up. So we almost finished with this materials. So what I like to do, I like to arrange them or arrange my nodes. Okay, let's go back to our hyper shade and select our iris. Okay, and let's go and expand this one. And I also like to start to give it also a ramp for the transparency. So let's go ahead and choose the ramp MP. It will save you more time to just type the name. Alright, so here we have the ramp. Let's change the VRAM to circular ramp. Okay, and let's continue. So let me shrink this one down a little bit so we will be able to see our material, and this one down like this. Okay, and let's continue working with our ramp. All right. No, a little bit. So what we have to do next is to start controlling our specular color. So, but we need this ramp to be reversed ramp. So we can make a new ramp and reverse it, but let's make a reverse node. So press tab, okay, on your keyboard and write reverse, and all right. So here it is. Okay, so on your reverse node here, middle your mouse button and right click to the input, okay, and take the reverse. We can take the output, or let's select our iris material, okay, middle mouse button and click and drag it to the specular color. All right, and let's adjust the ramp a little bit. So let's create a dark color here and the white one here. Click on this one, change the color to white, and this one will make it transparent in the middle. Alright, so let's see how creepy it looks. Not that creepy. So let's fix the eyeball material. I didn't like the transparency on the edges. Eyeball. This one is the eyeball shape. We have to go back to the hyper shade. Click the eyeball material. Click this, clear the view. Clicking this one. Alright, let's go to the ramp and fix it. This one a little bit smaller. Alright, now we're good to go. Let's go back to the iris and adjust it a little bit. Clear this one and expand. All right. Not bad. Okay, so let me put both materials, because I'm tired of bringing the hyper shade. Shift select your material, take your hyper shade, which I find the hyper shade in Maya is really annoying. I don't know, I'm working with Maya like for a long time, like 13-14 years, and it's still the same annoying as the way it used to be. All right. Okay, so let's take this ramp, okay, and let me remove the the transparency in the middle and just block it with a normal eyeball. I'm sorry, I had to cough. Okay, so let's duplicate this ramp. Control D. Click and drag it to the out color. to the diffuse color. Alrighty. Okay, now let's fix our ramp, drag them middle. Alrighty. Let's go back to our eyeball and just play with the specular color, make it a little bit stronger so we can see what is happening. So the roll off. Alright. Now I think it is a little bit cool. Okay, let me change this ramp, this color, because I want to see how it looks like. I want to match the real size on the model with the iris. Okay, so here, okay, let me show you what I'm doing. I have this model here, or my reference picture. I mentioned in the first tutorial that I am making Peter's model. So I didn't find any high resolution pictures. So I found a little bit low resolution. So I took them and I made the image size 4K. Let me show you image size. All right, for 4000 pixels. And I know it's a little bit overkill, but I painted over the material. I'm sorry, I painted over the low resolution picture. Okay, and I got a little bit high resolution. So I will match the iris size to this picture, and I will also use this picture as a color map, okay, or diffuse map in the texturing section of this tutorial. If you want to see the way I did it, okay, please leave a comment below, and I will be more than happy to show you how to paint above low resolution pictures. Okay, so while this picture out of the way, let me go ahead and save. All right, let's save it and continue with our tutorial. All right, so we are almost done here. The eyeball looks correct, hopefully. Let's go to the eyeball material and make the specular a little bit stronger. I don't have to do that. It's only for preview reasons, because I want. Alright, so that's it. Okay, now let's go ahead and duplicate this eyeball. Go to your group. So what I did, I centered the pivot on the group, which I shouldn't do that. So press D, okay, on your group. Press X on your keyboard and snap to the grid. Let's snap it to the middle. So continue. Press X, click and drag exactly on the middle. All right, press D again. Okay, all right. So Control D. Okay, rename this group to R group. So I write group 1. Okay. Go to your transformation, -1, and here we have 2 eyes. Good. All right. Now let's go ahead and make the hair cards.